Yes, yes, yes. I understand. I understand. I need to cut my hair. All right. Today we'll be doing book that some of you may or may not know. It's by Teal Swan, Shadow Before Dawn. I have come across her work before. She had a video on the law of attraction. I think I talked about it, how to increase your vibration or frequency. Now, Teal Swan is an international recognized spiritual leader and influential new voice in the field of metaphysics. He was born with a range of extrasensory abilities, including clairvoyance, clairsentience, and clairaudience. Teal Swan survived years of physical, mental, and sexual abuse before escaping her abuser at the age of 19 and beginning her own process of recovery and transformation. Today, she shares what she has learned with millions of people, teaching them how to find forgiveness, happiness, freedom, and self-love. She re, uh, reaches a wide audience through many powerful and accessible online resources and through press publication, media, interviews, frequency artwork, and synchronization workshop that she presents around the world. This book is mainly about learning to love yourself, and she will give you a toolkit, about 29 tools to be able to heal yourself from your past. Too many of us are in pain, and I believe that we always, I believe that we are the harshest to ourselves than most people. I mean, people are cruel, but you know that, but we ourselves are most cruel, and we sometimes beat ourselves up too. And that it's the same thing as when things don't go our way, or when we try to manifest this thing and it doesn't work. Well, it's because we also beat ourselves up, right? And to share what that is, you know, we shouldn't beat ourselves too much. I mean, I believe that in this journey of developing our awareness of our self love, and that most people haven't recognized that, they haven't turned inward to realize that who's gonna love them first. Most people in the world want to feel love and need love, right? Most, um, and that they haven't forgive themselves for what they have done in the past. Like, you, for me, a long time ago, because she gave, mirror work and belief system and purpose. I'm gonna do it three today for three tools. But a long time ago, I was in just pain. So, and it was when I was, spiritual awakening. I was in just pain, and I needed to learn to forgive myself, to learn to forgive others, because not learning to forgive others and not learning to forgive people for what they have done. People, I believe that sometimes people do cruel things to another, but it's because they have uh, a different type of belief system, you know, that they have when they were a child, and they don't know any better. But they do know better, but they chose not to. Like, I think that we choose to whether to uh, do a certain thing is because you choose to act it out of a certain belief system that you have, or a certain way of thinking. Most people, when they come not to understand themselves, is this: they haven't really forgiven themselves for what they did in the past, and that these hurtful thing that they have done, it carried them through their present moment and their future. And they always blame themselves for what they did and did not do. I think it's time to heal that part of yourself. Don't you think? It's time to it's time to love ourselves. And as we love ourselves, we'll enjoy our company more. I enjoy my company. For a long time, I never enjoyed my company. Um, I mean, I like being by myself, but that's not to say sometimes we want company, but also I think that we also want. I mean, what I'm saying is we want to look at ourselves again and say, I love you. Thank you for being you. That we are a light. That we can carry light in this world. And yeah, I'm just rambling on. But I remember uh, what I because I come into personal development, and then I hear all this like mirror work or like talking, because you have negative self talk and you have positive self talk and you talk to yourself. Because sometimes the what happen is the reason why we beat ourselves too much is negative self talk. We talk to ourselves. There's an inner dialogue that we have, and that this inner dialogue is saying you're no good, you suck, I'm stupid, I make mistakes, da 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 da. And what happened is we it, we take that thought, right? It become a habitual way of thinking and a habitual way of acting and behaving. What happened is we tend to do the thing and it become a self-fulfilling prophecy, meaning it becomes true in our physical world, and the physical world show you evidence that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve love, that you don't deserve this thing, that you don't deserve to be happy, that you're not worthy of this goal, you're not worthy of love, you're not worthy of someone loving you or you loving yourself. So I think these thoughts are deception, meaning that these thoughts are deceiving you in a way that's not making you who you truly are, and that who you truly are is much more, that you are loved, that you're more um, you are the light in this world. I think that too many people are broken and they haven't found their true self, their mission in life, or their happiness, or their destiny, because they tend to see in they put themselves in the world, and that they harsh events happen right in their life, and that these harsh events happen in life. What happens? They close part of themselves that they once knew. I mean, I think that they once knew love, or maybe they didn't, but they close it off. They don't. They push people away. They don't trust them anymore. They don't. And they don't even trust themselves to handle the situation. They don't trust. I think that it is time to be able to re-recognize, rediscover ourselves. That we should be able to trust ourselves again. Should trust ourselves to do the thing again, and also to trust in nature and the universe. When I was a long time ago, I usually do this. Long time ago, when I do this, I used to meditate in the shower, let the rain fall, and then I'm meditating and I say, "Thank you, John. Thank you. I love you, John." And then I used to say that it was actually uncomfortable because I was saying that to the mirror, and then I was saying that, and I was uncomfortable. But after for a while, I used to say it, keep continuing to say it, right? I said thank you, and I said I forgive all those people who have hurt me, and I forgive myself, because you have to forgive. What we've done in the past wasn't who we truly meant to be. I mean, it was our past self. It was who we were in the past, but it is not who we are now, is it? We're different. We have different thoughts. We have. I think that too many of us let the negative circumstances, negative event, and then our thought process go into a viral loop, and we were stuck there, and somehow we think that we're not good enough to receive that, but we are good enough, but we feel like we're not. So I'm just rambling on. So this book is, I mean, I haven't gone through all the whole book, but I love it. I love this book. It changed my mind a little bit. I mean, not a little bit, but a lot. All right, so I'm going to read it to you today. Our minds are generating thoughts all day long. But our thoughts are not the problem. The issue is that we believe those thoughts are the one our mind generates. Some beliefs become like jail bars that keep us permanently stuck. Other beliefs are freeing and allow us to soar. That's what we're going to talk about here. But first, let's define what a belief actually is. A belief is a thought that has been thought so often that has been manifest. When something has manifest, it means that the particular thing we thought about has shown up physically in our lives. Before we before we become fully aware that it's our thoughts that are uh, creating our reality, we tend to look at just manifestations and proof that the original thought is true. But don't fall into the trap. Use your mind to seriously consider what a belief really is and how beliefs really work. Work. When you do, you will come to realize that as you start to deliberately think different thoughts often enough, they too will manifest as physical proof. Soon you'll be looking at proof the new thoughts are true. So now how can you go about changing your belief? You change your thoughts. Easy to say, a little harder to do, but you can do it. Let me show you how this prison breaks works. As people, we hold tight to the idea that reality exists that is separate from us. A reality we have to discover and own up to in order to be happy. We're obsessed with the idea of discovering what is true. I was once like that. But the truth is that our physical dimension was designed like a giant holographic mirror. It was designed to become a physical reflection of our thoughts. So the reality we experience is the reflection of our most predominant thoughts, what we, of course, can call belief. As within, so without. The emerald tablet. This is why this is why no one reality is the same as everyone else. You can experience only the manifestation of your own thoughts. You can encounter only your own projections. We naturally want to like the reality we live in, but to think about it. If your reality is only a projection of your beliefs, you can't really enjoy your reality if you're still holding beliefs that make you unhappy. Thus, it's time for some new belief. This process tied in with self-love because people who love themselves are willing to let go of what does not serve them. Those who are ready to love themselves are brave enough to drop out of the rat race of trying to figure out what is true, instead create what they want to be true. People who love themselves find every way they possibly can to love what is. Loving yourself then means to prioritize being happy above everything else, and which is finite. A big component of being happy is letting go of the things that make us unhappy. Remember, what makes you unhappy isn't what you're looking at. It isn't people, circumstances, event in your life. Instead, it's your thoughts about what you're looking at make you unhappy. It's bearing repetitive as really important is your thoughts about people, circumstances, and event in your life that make you unhappy. That is true. I think that the reason why most people are unhappy is because they focus on themselves. They were thinking about themselves, how this person did this to me and what happened. But we have to. Sometimes we get into a rut. I do this the same too. But sometimes we have to pick ourselves out of the rut and we need to focus on another thing, and that is that we are love, that we deserve love, that we deserve to be kind to ourselves. No, I think that we're mean to ourselves more. Sometimes most people say, "Oh, people are mean to us." No, no, no. People are. I mean, we are the most meanest to ourselves, right? Isn't that true? Ah, Joyce. One of our greatest source of unhappiness is the belief that things should be different than how they are or were. This is the state of resistance to what is and what was. You cannot live a happy life and hold this state of resistance at the same time. To love yourself, you have to be willing to stop resisting what was and what is, and simply living in the moment you are in. One of the best ways to begin doing this step to way outside the box is take the thoughts that cause you pain and reverse them. Here's a way that I have done this, and you can do it too. First, I reversed the thought I knew was true, like I am Teal Swan, and I changed it to I'm not Teal Swan, and I come up with every possible way that I can make this reverse statement true. You can reverse a thought in multiple ways. You can reverse a thought to a logical opposite. You can reverse a thought so that the nouns or verbs are flipped or changed to the opposites, or you can reverse a thought back into yourself. Mm, one of the most important steps to change our belief is to discover what we actually believe. We have many thoughts that are conscious and other are subconscious. But because they are subconscious does not mean we cannot control them. It just means that we have thought a thought so often, usually beginning in our childhood, that our brain did a job and took responsibility for that thought. Our brain creates neural pathways that is now in charge of communicating that particular thought to the rest of our body without any effort on our part, without any requiring conscious awareness anymore. This means that the more you think a thought of that thought is reinforced and the less effort you have to exert to think that thought in the future. When this process becomes as efficient as it can, we can think thoughts which the brain then converts so quickly into the physical world for us that we have no awareness of that thought at all. We can call this kind of thought subconscious. We can celebrate the incredible efficiency of the human brain when it comes to something like swimming or making coffee in the morning. It's great. It's wonderful that the brain can enable us to do a backstroke without wasting any effort of having to think about doing the backstroke while we're doing it. But the same highly effective brain is superbly detrimental when it comes to something like poor self-worth. We can self-sabotage ourselves without ever noticing the thoughts that went into that split-second decision to take the action of self-sabotaging ourselves. The best way to make sure that our brain is only telling the rest of us to perform action that serves us to feed its only thought benefits us. I mean, we have to be very deliberate about thoughts. We have to consciously think thoughts that feel good to think and let go of the one that doesn't feel good. We also have to find ways to discover and replace the subconscious thoughts, which are self-telling. We call these negative core beliefs. So, what I get is that if you have a negative thought, you will manifest that into your world. Well, technically, if you have a negative self, um, technically, if you have negative feeling about yourself, you're gonna quickly manifest that through your behavior. Now, I believe that we all um, in this world, if we learn to discover and rediscover ourselves again, we'll fall in love with ourselves. I mean, who wouldn't want to fall in love with you? Like you, look, I think that most people get out of line. I mean, out of context sometimes. You won't want you, right? If you don't want you, oh, then I guess you're in trouble. But I believe that when we discover part of ourselves, for me, then let me give you an example. Once I discover of who I truly am and of what I truly meant to be, I discovered part of myself I never knew that's there, and that was understanding what's my true potential. I think that also people miss in their life that they can do something and that they forgot they have like unlimited potential. Like I discovered about how the many aspects of my brain and parts of it, just like the book explained, and that we have the subconscious and the conscious, and that we are powerful. We aren't powerless. We most people are feel like they're powerless and hopelessness because they've been conditioned so much to believe that the outside world is affecting their inner world. But it's because they haven't utilized their inner world. They haven't found their inner world. We humans have the ability to co-create within inside, and then we projected it out to the world. That's how you see the manifestation of your world. It's based upon the reflection of our inner world. If we can cause this inner world to change, because this inner world that you have messy, it's messed up. But if you learn how to create it in the way you want it to, not the inner world that people projected in you, and that's how your manifestation of your outlook. Because your thoughts, uh, belief, are is in this inner world. Now we have the voice within us that we can project out, and if we learn how to do that, we learn to manifest. the thing that we truly want in this world. We can think a thought, turn into a spiritual seed, planted. So we're gonna use the law of sowing and reaping, the laws of cause and effect, and the laws of vibration, the law of gender, all these laws. And soon you'll manifest the thing that you want. But also we have to learn to guide and quiet the voice of the fear. The fear won't manifest your dreams, your hopes, or desire. It will kill it if you let it run it. If you let it turn into a movie. That's which we should not do. Now we're gonna do mirror work. When it comes to self-love, field techniques are more pivotal than mirror work. Mirror work has been the example of self-concept improvement for years, and for good reason. It works. At first, doing mirror work can feel awkward and uncomfortable. It did for me. When I said, "You can do it, Johnny," and I looked in the mirror and I was like, "Oh wow!" So basically, what the mirror work is doing is when you say it, you see yourself saying it, reflect back to you what happened. You go through their subconscious, and you repeat it enough. You believe in you. Yeah. You may find that you feel embarrassed or ridiculous, but if you committed enough to continue despite the feeling, you will discover that on the other side of that resistance is wonderful payoff. Mirror work is relatively simple. It's the act of doing any positive process in front of a mirror so you can interact with yourself. It can be used in so many ways. We can use it to reinforce affirmation. We can use it to ask ourselves and reveal to ourselves the honest truth. We can use it to get in touch with our heart wants and to want us to know. We can use it to get in touch with our true self and discover our true feelings, which are so often suppressed and unrecognized. We can also use it to overcome self-critical perfectionist attitude toward ourselves. You'll be amazed by how much the following exercise increase your self-esteem and confidence. It will help you feel comfortable in your own skin because thinking different thoughts towards yourself not only changes you, but also changes the world around you. The more loving focus you have towards yourself, the more loving the outside world will become towards you. I used to. Oh, I think I forgot to say that. Um, I used to do this a lot, and I should do it again. I used to say thank you to the universe and the God. Thank you, and it's been a long time. When you begin to deliberately focus toward yourself in this way, you are in essence affecting the projected, which is your mind. By doing so, you are affecting what is projecting out to the world. Because of this, your reality will become a much more compassionate, loving, accepting part towards yourself. Mirror work can be done anytime you feel you need to do it, but to begin with, especially until you become comfortable with it, it's important to make it part of your routine. Every night before you go to bed, you want to take every measure to ensure that you are in your most raw form. This means removing your makeup, or you're washing your face, brushing your teeth, or getting naked. Or if you feel too uncomfortable to be naked at first, that's okay. Sorry, I'll just say naked. My favorite. You can set it as a goal and remove your clothes to do this. Oh, and when you feel ready, find a mirror in your home that you can stand in front alone and under stuff for at least 10 minutes. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to do the mirror work. Trust your feelings. To begin with, use any mirror that you feel comfortable using. Eventually, you can graduate to a full length mirror so you can see all of yourself in the reflection. For the first couple of minutes, that's you just stand there and really look at yourself. Look at deeply as you can in the reflection of your own eyes. Chances are, if you're never done this before, it will probably feel uncomfortable, awkward, and you may find yourself wanting to turn away from the mirror. This is complete normal reaction. Simply direct your attention back to the reflection of your eyes and really look at yourself. Don't judge yourself. Instead, you want to just perceive yourself. You will hear your thoughts creep up like, I have just twinkly eyes, or I'm kind of scary looking, or this is ridiculous. Don't feel discouraged or resist the thought. Rather, just mentally say back to yourself your thoughts. Thank you for sharing. Let them go. By like clouds in the sky. After you have stared into your own eyes, slowly taken into your own image, now notice your skin, your cheeks, your forehead, your nose, and so on. If you are standing in front of a full length, look at each part of your full body. Look ahead to without judgment. And after you look at yourself, say, just, and I love you. Your name. Say it. I love you. Just look at the mirror and say, I love you. Thank you for being you. Thank you that what you have done. While continue to look at yourself in the mirror, begin to deliberately project love and compassion toward yourself from your mind. Imagine sending it into the reflection into your own heart. Imagine your heart take that love and compassion and pump into your arteries and veins throughout your entire body. Send that love and compassion anywhere you feel your reflection needed. Can you feel it? How much your reflection wants? You need that love. Since this is just a video, I love you, John. I love you. I see. All right, now we're gonna do purpose because so many of us don't do what is truly our destiny. I think that we have given up already before we even start. At some point in our life, we all end up asking ourselves the question, what should I do with my life? And I used to ask that question too. It's a decision we all must make and one that we do make one way or another. Everyone ends up doing something, constantly or unconsciously. You may not like it or you may not have even chosen it deliberately, but you're doing something. This chapter explores this topic in order to help you get closer to finding your true purpose. In fact, you're not there yet. When the bigger spiritual picture, your life path is meant to be a reflection of who you really are. This means that your life has no more limitation than the limitation that you yourself impose on it. In truth, you are truly free and your life can change at any moment. You're the one in charge. You're not happy with your career, direction, or your life purpose. It's up to you to take action to get back on track. You may have, oh, she said action. You may have already realized this, but in the case you haven't, here's the undeniable truth. If you don't decide how you want to live, what you want to be, and what you want to do, then someone or something else will decide these things for you. Boom. I said this so many in my videos that someone will decide your path for you. I mean, they're gonna decide what you're gonna eat, what you're gonna wear, or who you're gonna marry, what you're gonna be, what your career gonna be, what your class gonna be, what your subject gonna be. They're gonna control you. Are you gonna let that? Are you gonna let them control you? Or are you gonna take it back? And I mean, listen, you are the driver, and you can drive any destination you want. But if you let that a different driver in, they're gonna direct your path, and I don't think that you will be happy. And soon, your life will be no more. Your life you don't like, and that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta find what you love, man. That's like, yeah. Uh-oh, I lost it. If this already happened to you, consider, okay, if this already happened to you with some other force having determined your place in life, chances are that you're not living according to your own inner values and enjoyment. Instead, I expect you that you have probably yielded to any numerous subconscious influences as genetics, predisposition, upbringing, social conditioning, environment, and the opinions of other people in your life. Who want all that stuff running in their life? Not me. And not you either. I expect. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to surrender control of your life to those outside influences, especially since the true wisdom you seek is already inside you. And all you need to do is learn to listen to it. I'm talking about intuition. We all have it. Your inner values are expressed through your intuition. What is the voice of your true self? Get in touch with your intuition is the best way to find out who you really are and allow your true self to operate in your life. I realize this process can be scary, one, because your inner value may run in counter to everything you've been led to believe. Your inner value may even run in counter to the inner value of everyone else around. But if you are brave enough to live according to your own values, the result will be a level of freedom, joy, and freedom that you have never been experienced. That's true. This is a good time to speak to you about your thought, which is your true essential self. Your soul doesn't need to go searching for who you are, because it knows exactly who you are, what you love, and what your deepest desire are. We're not. born upon this planet searching for our souls after we have lost them. In fact, young children, for the most part, live entirely according to their souls. Only when we become self-conscious enough to adopt eternal values, opinions, and avoid advice that our own souls become suppressed and spirits tune up. Many of us spend the rest of our lives seeking ways to get this inner awareness back. And the lesson I'm sharing in this deal with the process. Again, you might feel a little bit fearful tapping into something as deep as your soul, but until you uncover and accept your true self, true desire, true self, it is not possible to truly love. True love is love. True love is love that exists for the truth of someone, not fabricated, put on for the perceived benefit of anyone else or of society. There is nothing in this world that compares to being loved for what is real about yourself. So when you're trying to decide what you want to do with your life, it's important to first and find out where you are. Ask yourself in this very moment if you're happy. This is not a question that refers to more contentment. Asking yourself if you're happy really means asking yourself, are you passionate about your life? Do you get excited, more excited about going on a vacation than you do about your day-to-day work? Are you in love with your existence? Are you delighted to be here on earth? At this particular point in time, do you like where you live? Do you enjoy your relationship? Once you have answered your answer, without calling them good or bad, you can begin to move forward to a place where you want to be, living the life you really want to be living. Since this is all there is so far, let me share some real good news. In reality, it's impossible to make a mistake. Behind every erroneous decision mistake that person makes in his or her life, illusion and a fear. If you look even deeper, you will see that benefit every year erroneous decision makes and a mistake a person makes is the soul striving for relief as well as inedible lessons to be learned. Finding your own values and priorities takes some risk. You must be brave enough to trust your own talents and trust your own internal knowing will bring you security instead of trusting anything outside yourself for security. It takes you brave to remember who you really are. And it helps you to find that. I think that when it comes to doing what we truly want, I think that most people push away. Most people run away from what they want sometimes because they're afraid of the validation from the approval of others. Because what I do and what all these books, I don't think that most people would read these books because most people are afraid to find out who they truly meant to be. I think that most people are afraid to read these books because they're forbidden. Well, forbidden mean that people forbidden means it's not allowed to touch. Meaning forbidden is more. If you touch that, you gain power and not. When you gain knowledge and power, you become aware of the lies that you've been dealt with, or lies of the opinions of other people that they drill inside your head. I'm going to tell you, most people don't read these books. They will tell you it's ridiculous, but they have no idea how powerful. Once they unlock the door, it changes the way you see people. It changes the way you see the world. It changes the way you behave on your purpose. Most people are not living on their purpose. Most people are just doing what other people want them to be, who they want to be, what career they should choose, what mate they should marry. That's like a robot. I can't do that. You can't live your life like a robot. You can't be a zombie like for everyone else. That is not truly living. That is just being possessed. That is being that is you're just existing for someone else's puppet. And I'm not being mean. It is because you're truly existing. If you're doing that, then you're just molding to be someone pet, and that's kind of sound mean though. But the thing is, I don't think that we're here to be someone else, robots or pets or toys. That is what I truly believe. Like we have a unique thoughts, we're unique, and that we can inspire others to do things. You have something that you can share with the world. I can't do it, but you can. What talents do you have? Bring it out. What gift that you have to offer to the world? Bring that out. Don't hide it. Why hide it? Well, that's pretty much it. I like the book. I'm probably gonna continue reading it. But that's what I read through the book. She went through. I read the first and two chapters. It's really her life. It's um, right now. I'm glad that she's doing the inspiring other people, but it was her life is yeah. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to my channel, liking the video, and also you have the power. You have the power to change. You have the power to attract. It is based upon how you utilize your thoughts, your subconscious, and your brain, and it's about do you really feel that you deserve to live this life for you? That do you deserve that you can have the thing that you want and have, or the thing that you want to do in this world? Do you deserve it? Chances are you probably do. It's a good condition that we don't deserve. Why not? We we live in this world. I don't want just to exist in this world. I want to be able to move mountains with my thoughts. And I'll see you. Bye.